V.S.O.P. Society is a company that represents every dimension of the culture, giving you the opium of the culture in its most rawest, purest form. Here at V.S.O.P., we acknowledge and understand the trials and tribulations, the cataclysmic cycles that niggas encounter growing up in poverty. So with that being said, this is one of the reasons why I chose you as an interview, due to the fact that never been a fan, but grew up listening to your music. I always noticed that your music was always solid. I'm not from Queens, but never heard nothing unsolid about you. I always heard that you was a solid stand-up nigga in the street as well as the industry. So that's what the company represents. That's what V.S.O.P. represents. It represents niggas that's 10 toes down, niggas that stick to principle and stand on principle. Now, The War Report is a classic album. Like, how does it feel giving birth to a classic album?
I mean, like, shit, recording that album was crazy. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought it was gonna be a classic. I was just making music for Queensbridge, and the people around me, Corona, everybody in Queens around me that understood what I was talking about. So for me, it was a different aspect of looking at how the album became, because I was in jail. So I didn't get a chance to hear my records on the street. I didn't get a chance to see the reaction of the people. All I got was stickers on a notebook and phone calls and just people telling me we out here moving. So I didn't see until I came home. When I came home, I realized at that point that we made it. We made a difference. We cemented a spot in hip hop off that album. And from there, it was like, let's go.
And it's not just hip hop, it's the world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like fashion, everything. Like, we the first group to ever sign a deal with Supreme. Wow. You know what I mean? We the first group to ever sign a deal with Supreme, a major deal. Not like I'm gonna make a t-shirt. No, a major deal, hoodies, skateboards, scullies, sweaters. Like right now, if you go online and you look up a Capone Noriega Supreme hoodie, it's gonna be like $1,000.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And we sold out all over the world. You go, you see Justin Bieber with a Capone. It's like, what do Justin Bieber know about Capone Noriega? But he had our hoodie on because it was Supreme. And the cover is just that iconic. Everybody from Odell Beckham we made Long John sets through Supreme. And Odell Beckham used to wear one every day in practice. It just, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it because I wasn't there to see it until I was able to see it and reap the benefits later. Not at the moment, because I had the only benefits I reaped was the record label I used to call once a day. When the album dropped, I can call how many times a day I want, every day. And I get 2 pair of Timbs now. I get 4 cartons of cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you can have much on your books because you can only spend $55. So that wasn't the issue, but they made sure I was right, and that's how I knew that things changed.
Right. Okay, so now what did you go to jail for?
I went to jail. Well, for when the War Report dropped, I went to jail. I got caught with some guns. They raided my crib. I got caught with some joints. And being that I was a prior felon for when I met Nori, they charged me with an E-felony because at that time, New York State had attempted possession law.
Okay, so you said that you catch a charge. You said it was a gun.
Yeah,
gun possession and a few things like that.
Yeah, gun possession. And in New York, they got attempt possession law. So I would have got an asshole full, but it's just that they got caught in my crib. So they was not in my physical possession. They was in a room. I was in another room. Okay. So this is me and my mother living there. So obviously they mine, you know what I'm saying? So they gave me attempted possession charge. Being that I had a jacket, I had to do 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I wound up doing, 3 years. And that's when the game changed for me. That's when, I come home and everything is Capone Noriega. Like, that shit is real. It's not like
Because Nori released his first album at that point, right?
Nori released,
N.O.R.E., right?
yeah, Nori released N.O.R.E. So that catapulted us
because he went
into the mainstream.
Did CNN
you know
go
what I mean?
platinum?
CNN went gold, you know what I mean?
Gold.
Yeah,
Okay.
but now it's probably platinum, but who knows? You know, that's on Tom Silverman. He keep them books, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we still eating the way we eating off of it, you know what I mean?
Fact. Now, I was in Harlem Valley. I was in Harlem Valley when the War Report got released. So I remember I was on this unit called A Unit. So I remember this nigga named Milk. I forgot the God attribute at the time. He ended up turning 212 somewhere down the line. But at that time, I'm saying, you know, he was God, but he was from Brooklyn. But Milk was a live wire. It's funny because Tragedy knows Milk. Long story short, Tragedy knows Milk. He ended up running into Milk somewhere.
Probably with me.
It could have been, but so look, I'm in my cell. I'm saying, so Milk run up in there. Milk was like one of them niggas. He was real light skinned, like high yellow.
Definitely not the same Milk. My bad.
Okay,
Definitely
copy.
not the
High
same
yellow.
Milk.
He was from Red Hook. You know what I'm saying? High yellow. I'm saying real animated. I'm saying, but live wire though.
Yeah.
So I remember him running up my joint. He like, had the tape. He like, at that time my attribute was freedom. You know what I'm saying? He like, yo, free. He like, yo, check this shit out. So mind you, I'm sleeping and shit. So I'm like, all right, my nigga. He throws it up in there. He puts the TONY on. I'm saying, so mind you, like that energy. As I was telling Trash, like that energy. I'm saying, that energy was unmatched. Even to this day, when you put it in, the energy's still there. I'm saying, like, so I remember Milk wilding like. And he was quoting some of the lines off of it. You know what I'm saying? But the point that I'm making is that the impact that it had on the coach, the streets, you feel me, is just...
Because we didn't have no big videos. We didn't have big radio play.
I like the video for TONY.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like MTV, URL. Like, it wasn't like we was on Main Street. We did this shit from the mud, you know what I'm saying? Like, we sold our records on a little indie label that was being pushed by another label. And we did numbers to make us relevant numbers. And that was all street numbers. Like when a nigga say I went platinum in the street, that wasn't no rock star. Like that was 70,000 street niggas who bought our shit. You feel me? So what you saying, that's exactly on the money. 70,000 street niggas bought our shit the first week.
And that's why I still here to this day. Because
you know
the War Report goes in the box with Illmatic, you know, Reasonable Doubt. You know, it's in the same box. In my opinion.
It's in the box.
Same. And not because you hear them saying as being the nigga that love music. You know what I'm saying? Like authentic street music is in that box for sure. And it's like what a lot of people don't really understand, man, as far as like for the niggas that's in the street, like this should be like a Bible to us, my nigga. Like certain real music, you know what I'm saying, be like a surah to us. You feel me? And that's what the War Report is like. To me, you an icon. You a legend to me. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm saying, because
I appreciate that.
I'm not from the city. I'm saying I'm from the States, but I know and understand who and what I am. You feel me? Like I know and understand I'm God beyond a shadow of a doubt. So regardless of who I come across, I'm saying the respect gonna be there. I'm saying it's never a frantic situation. You feel me? But
it's love.
It's love. But growing upstate is different from niggas upstate, because upstate the music circuit is not in our backyard like how it is with niggas in the city, man. Like in Queens alone, like this morning I'm going through the Rolodex. It's like how many niggas from Queens been a rapper? Like real shit. That's not normal shit though.
Out of one project. It's not normal shit. We got at least 20 niggas that got on. But
what's up with Bars and Hooks? I'm just curious. Like, what's up?
Bars and Hooks, you know, they
still
good.
Around?
Yeah, Bars and Hooks is good. You know what I'm saying? Mike DeLorean, you know, those are my
interview
niggas.
them niggas too, man.
I can set it up, champ. I set that up for you yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like, we good. But those are the elements that make up Queensbridge too. You know, you don't just got the Cormegas, the Nas, the Poems, the Lakes. You got Bars and Hooks. You got Screwball. You got Black Poet. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people. AC/DC. You got a lot of people.
I'm in Thug. How you pronounce that shit?
Imam Thug.
Imam Thug.
You got Imam Thug. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I could go down the list of people. You got Infamous Mob. You know what I'm saying? You got to so chinky, you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people that came up under umbrellas and that made a lane for themselves in QB. Like no other borough, fuck a town, no other city produce as many rappers as we produced out of one projects.
Out of one project, yeah.
Out of one projects. We produce more rappers out of one project than the whole borough of Queens.
Facts.
That got notoriety.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
So you know, we call the Queen, we call Queens the desert. They may have changed it, you know,
That's
today.
the desert.
Yeah,
that's the desert, baby.
So you know that the nation plays a major part
in everything.
In everything.
Everybody got their name, you know what I'm saying? Every borough, you know what I'm saying? Every New Jersey, you know, everybody got their name, and that's from the nation, you know what I'm saying? That's from the studies that we studied along the travels, and we gave them names through music.
Back through music.
And the streets followed them names.
And that's another thing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing. So I landed in Harlem Valley when I was 15. So from the culture, from the music, you know, it's certain things that would be in the music that's kind of like in the unconscious, subconscious that you don't know about until like you get knowledge of self, so to speak. Like Wu-Tang, definitely. Like it was a lot of things they said that
they gave the world knowledge.
They gave the world knowledge. Facts.
And poor righteous teachers.
Yes, and poor righteous teachers.
You cannot poor righteous teachers.
Yeah,
there's a list. Brand Nubians.
Yeah, it's a whole list. Yeah, that's a fact. But Queens, I'm saying now when it comes to the slang. I'm glad I remember. When it comes to the slang, Queens, I'm saying also with the slang.
Yeah.
You know, like, where do you think that stems from? Like, because even like Tragedy, you know, is a walking encyclopedia, man.
Now, Trag is, he hit me every day with some wild shit. You know what I'm saying?
I can imagine.
His wordplay is crazy, but that's what we do. Like, QB, we're our own city in Queens. You know what I'm saying? We have our own language. You know what I'm saying? We have our own language. We have our own code of dress. We have our own way we act. And a lot of that contributes to my man D.U. You know, rest in peace, Draws. You know what I'm saying? Draws, he made up a lot of the landscape in QB, meaning the way people, you know, greet each other, the way people greet females, the way we act. A lot of that shit come from D.U. He was the general of Queensbridge. And he gave us a language. The done language is draws.
So it comes from him, okay.
That's draws.
Because Prodigy lingo, Prodigy
has
a unique lingo.
That's from draws.
Okay.
All that's from draws. All that's from DU. And Biggadoo, rest in peace, Biggadoo. That's like all that's their language. That's the dime block. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of niggas that started language from the dime block. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna admit it. I'm from 12th Street, you know what I'm saying? 41st side, I could have easily said, yo, we created that. Nah. You know what I'm saying? DU is QB's lingo. Whatever niggas lingo, you know, it's a new generation in the hood right now.
Yeah.
And they speak that shit.
That
shit ain't going nowhere.
Who would you say, well, rest in peace to, there was a nigga that just passed away not too long ago that was up and coming. He was, in conjunction with Dave East from
Shooter.
But other than Shooter, who would you say that's up and coming? That's
Piff Jones. They all in that same realm. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of niggas. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of little niggas coming up out of the hood, and it's a lot of niggas in the hood that was doing it then that's still doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I think right now it's so many young artists coming out QB. To me, that's special because the torch got to get passed somehow. Somehow, some way.
Facts.
We can't just have, when you mention QB, them think of the greats.
Facts.
You got to think of the people that's coming because it's like you're limiting your brain. You're limited. I don't want to hear Piff Jones. I just want to hear Nas, or I just want to hear Pone, or I just want to hear Mega. You got to give these other young artists a shot. And not just be one-sided to the people that paved the way for them. They deserve a shot. So when I say it's so many, it's a lot. Every block has at least 6 artists coming out on a block. You know what I'm saying? So
are they on the independent?
Yeah, they're on the independent wave. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's coming out. Rose, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of artists, man. I wish I could go down the name, but I don't want to forget nobody, so I don't want to get jumped next time I go to the hood. You know what I'm saying? Nah, never. But salute, toast.
It's an honor
meeting. Toast to greatness, champ. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so All right. Pain, Time, and Glory. That's your
right.
first album?
That's
solo
my first album, my first solo album, Pain, Time, and Glory. I did that with Koch Records at the time. They was winning. I actually had the record on Def Jam, but then I beat Def Jam out about 500,000. So, you know what I mean? But they signed me for my solo deal, and it never came out because the guards changed. Kevin Lyles left, Tina Davis left, Mike Kaiser left, Leo Cohen left, everybody left. So it was, everybody they signed got put to the back burner. So eventually our shit dissolved, and I went and did my own thing. You know what I'm saying? And that was the baby that I did, Pain, Time, and Glory.
Copy. Now, how does it go on the business end? Like, is it you negotiating the deals, or somebody does it for you?
Nah,
or?
you always get somebody to negotiate deals for you. I hate talking business. So like, I'm the type of nigga I definitely always 9 times out of 10 defer. Yo, hit my man. So if I do business with a nigga directly, it's because I want to fuck with a nigga, or I feel like that's worthy of that personal connect. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody don't get to talk numbers with niggas. Right. You know what I'm saying? As you grow in life, you understand that you never really meet the boss.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That is true.
When you talking numbers, you're gonna deal with accountants, you're gonna deal with everybody else but the boss when it come to numbers. When it come to the boss, it's a handshake.
Fact.
We did business. The business is done. Did your peoples get it right? My peoples got it right? All right, cool. Boom. Welcome to the team. You know what I'm saying? So I don't anybody who feel disrespected to where they can't talk numbers with a nigga, they don't know business. They not on your level, so they don't give them that. Right. If they don't want to talk to your peoples, fuck it, nigga. That's your loss, not mine, but that's just how I do business. Because I'd rather us maintain a friendship and then your peoples deal with that shit. If there's a misunderstanding, they deal with that shit than us.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a straight fact. That's a good point. Do you still adhere to the codes of the nation, or
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. I'm a righteous black man. You know what I'm saying? Right. So at the end of the day, as long as I live righteous, I'm there. I'm not saying I study the lessons every day. I got a book of life. My man, peace to my man, the God, Justice Rashawn. I ain't gonna front. If it's one person who try to keep me on track every day, that's him. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the OG brothers who's in the nation who was there since day one. You know what I'm saying? He's a day one. You know what I'm saying? And he tries to, when me and Nori did a video with Lord Jamar, and we did it at the school. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and Trash was in that joint, and Justice Rashawn put that all together. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so peace to the God. Yeah, peace to the God. You know, he's the nucleus. I ain't gonna front. And every borough, New Jersey to New York, he's the nucleus of the situation. Because, like I said, he's a day one, so they listen to him.
Yeah, so, I definitely need to link with the God.
Nah, you have to. You have to. I'm surprised Trash didn't tell you about it. Like, that's Trash OG. That's Trash. And the thing is, man, how that song came about that I did with Sadat X was, we was in my house, in my basement, and I was recording, and Justice Rashawn, I got the guards over, and I'm falling asleep. And he like, nah, God, you God, we ain't sleeping, we gonna work. Right. And we came up bringing the guards back. Right. And I had Justice Rashawn talking at the beginning of the record, you know what I'm saying? Because he birthed that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that became an instant classic with the nation, you know what I'm saying? We shot that at the school. And you know, like me, I'm not gonna say, like I said, I study lessons every day, but I know my math, I know my alphabets, I know my plus degrees, even though that's pack math. I know certain, you know, I'm on point, you know what I'm saying? You may could come up on me and get deep with me, but when it comes to what I need to know, I know. You know. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
Word.
That's a straight fact. What I didn't know that that you was kind of played a part with the whole Tupac situation, like in a sense of like you was around a little bit for that, right?
I was around, but I ain't playing no part. Let me say.
Yeah, let me correct that.
You know what's crazy, that Tupac knew of me and Nori, but he didn't know us personally. So when he did hit him up, and at the end he was like, yeah, fuck Mobb Deep and all this shit. And he said, oh yeah, and them other little niggas, fuck you too. Me and Nori was them other little niggas.
Copy.
You feel me? He didn't know us. But he felt that we made LA. He knew we made that though. He felt that. So we was on his fuck you list, but we wasn't big enough for him to mention our names. You feel me? So we played an intricate part in that, but we didn't play no part in the actual like situation. You know what I'm saying? It was just, he was like, oh, these niggas trying to diss the West Coast? Fuck you too. It wasn't personal as it was with Mobb Deep, as it was with Nas, as it was with everybody else on the East Coast, or with Big, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't as personal because he didn't know us. Shit, we didn't have no name, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, we had a name, but we didn't have no name for him.
To that, yeah.
To that level.
To that level. Right.
Excuse me.
Now, Big, you had a history of Big as well.
Yeah, Big is my nigga. Like,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I was doing some research this morning and stumbled across that. I didn't know that as well.
Yeah, Big is my nigga, you know what I'm saying? And why I say is, because he still is my nigga, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say was, you know what I'm saying? He still is my nigga, you know what I'm saying? I know he looking at me like he proud of me, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that went on, but I know he probably wasn't proud of, but I know he proud of me, you know what I'm saying? So when I say Big is my nigga, Big is my nigga. But I met Big, right? So me, Trash, and Nori was riding through the city, and Big was on Hot 97. So we was like, fuck that. We pulling up on Hot 97 on some real shit. That's why I don't get mad when other niggas come up to me like, yo, Paul, listen to much. I can't get mad. That's the way I got on. That's the way I got notarized. So Big, we was like, fuck that. We going to Hot 97, gonna wait downstairs for Big to come down, and I'm gonna spit for that nigga. And Big came downstairs. It was Big, D-Rock, and Little C's. And I spit for Big. Nori spit for Big. And Big looked at Nori, Big looked at Trash, and said, yo, I want to fuck with that nigga. What's your name? I said, Capone. He said, yeah, I fuck with you kicking that shit. And then he was like, yo, C's, take his number. So I took Big number and all that. We didn't speak. So my man Ice, shout out to my man Ice, you know what I'm saying? I gotta give my man Ice love. He's a stand-up nigga like us, you know what I'm saying? Ice, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Everything, Greenbrier. He doing big things, you know what I'm saying? But he plays an intricate part in everything that goes down in Queens. So you gonna if Nas was sitting here, he'll have a story. If Havoc was sitting here, he'll have a story. If P was here, he'll have a story. Cormega was here, he'll have a story. Nature was here, have a story. Everybody got a story with Ice. Right. Guaranteed, right? So Ice and his peoples set up a show in South Carolina. So we take the tour buses, we go down there. So it's supposed to be Big Nas, Mobb Deep, Keith Murray, and Big Nas, Mobb Deep, Keith Murray, and somebody else, I don't remember,
Legendary
right?
lineup.
Legendary lineup, right? We get down there, Big misses flight. So it's supposed to be the show one night and the after party the next night. So they had to switch it because Big missed his flight and do the after party the first night. So we partying, woo. So Big comes in late that night, late. So we all in Nas' room. So Big comes in, on God, Big is like, he talking to Nas, and he was like, yo, you know a nigga named Capone from your projects? He rap, Nas like, nah, man, I don't know no nigga named Capone. Like, what you talking about? He said, nah, this nigga came, he kicked some shit to me, yo, I'm trying to find this little nigga, woo. Big Nas like, nah, but the only Capone I know right is my nigga right there. You know what I'm saying? That's Con Capone. Big looked at me, that nigga was like, that's that nigga right there. I'm like, yo, right. Big, what up? And no bullshit. That night, I was a stage whore. I was on Big set, I was on Nas set, I was on Mobb Deep set. What a life. That's how the fucking game changed, B. Right? Word. And from that moment, me and C's had a relationship because we beat up a whole club that night. You know what I'm saying? Me, C's, and Twin, we beat up a whole club that night. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy, but that's just history that I will never change for nothing. Like, I would never change for nothing. And Big had the 5,001 boxes on, the leather joint. Like, we got kicked out the hotel, and it was so much that happened on that trip, you know what I mean? But it was all love. It was all love. But Big was definitely, you know, he wanted to do the TONY remix. It was so much that could have came about the relationship, but, you know.
Yeah, life goes on. Rest in peace to Big.
Rest in peace to Big, man, you know what I'm saying?
This pre-roll's definitely hitting.
Yo, I'm telling you, that pre-roll right there.
Shit is definitely hitting, man. Yeah, man, definitely. I want to say I touched on every angle. it's just one thing that fascinates me that I just gotta revisit real quick with Queens, man. That there's a lot of supreme thinkers that come out of Queens, man. My enlightener, B. Wise was out of Queens. Serious brother, man.
Talk about from Jamaica.
What part is Wise?
He alive?
I've been trying to get in contact with him. His name is Derek Johnson, but I can't find him through the book. You know what I'm saying? I haven't tried recently, but
I'm from the old guards era. There's a lot of B.Wises.
Yeah.
Wise. You know, I'm from
a common name.
I'm from the '80s era guards. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas, they run up on you. You don't know the math, you get the universal, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the old guards era. I used to watch that shit in amazement. Like this is so real right here. I need to be part of this. And just so happened when I went to jail, same person that gave me life gave Nori life. And mind you, at the time, we still didn't meet each other. It just so happened that the same person was in his house at one time and was in my house at another time, but we still hasn't met each other. He gave him life and he gave me life.
Right.
It's crazy, real talk.
Yeah, that was a good thing about Harlem Valley, so to speak.
Yeah.
The knowledge was there.
It was there. It was a lot of because that was the time. That was the perfect time for somebody to not go through the system, but be in the system and to be around the changing of the guards, because it went from this to a whole nation and everybody wanted in.
Right.
Everybody wanted in. And then it went from that, and in 5 years, half of the guards was blood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Half of the guards was blood.
But I went back.
You know what I mean?
I went back up top a couple times. Unfortunately, whatever. When I was on the island, it switched, but it didn't switch 100%. I was on the island in 2000. From 2000 to 2001, I was in a couple buildings, but started off in the 3 building.
Yeah.
The guards was there, 212s was there too. It was, it was kind of like half and half. You know what I'm saying? And then, and then I went back a few years later. 212s got it.
Yeah.
212s got the spot down. You know what I'm saying? But
Scott. So imagine I went in '94. I'm coming from up north. It was Latin King, Nieta, Muslim, Godbody. Now it's Bloods.
Yeah, 212.
And they going at everything, moving.
And it depends on what
picking up
spot
the
you
Quran.
in.
You picking up the Quran, the Book of Life, or the flag.
Right.
It's your choice. But right now we 14 deep in this house alone. And we 17 deep in every other house in the 4 building. And you make a choice. And some guards like, nah. Some folded. But at the end of the day, the nation is the nation. Because I look at it like this: if you're blood with knowledge of self, you make it easier to not hurt your brother. Mm-hmm. You make it easier to not do harm on your brother, because that little bit of knowledge of self in you might stop you from doing some dumb shit. I'm in. I like the pre-rolls, but I like to get through the night. Look.
That's a fact, though.
I'm scared. But I hit it with you. Fuck that. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah, that's a straight fact.
Let's do it.
I came home in 2019. I've been home 2.5, going on 3 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So you ain't no papers, none of that? You straight?
Nah, I'm all papers.
Still on papers?
No, I'm
Oh,
off.
you off?
Yeah, I got off a few months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Now do your thing, champ.
Fine.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why I need you.
I'm with you. I told you I'm with you.
Saying, you know.
Yeah, I told you I got you.
Right.
We're gonna set up the bars and hooks, set up Alchemist.
Facts.
And we go from there, champ.
Yeah, so once again, man, the motto of V.S.O.P. is that we salute solid people.
Yeah.
Solid, and not just solid, but principle niggas that stick to principle, that's always 10 toes down and always been 10 toes down, you feel me? It's not the majority, it's only 5%, you feel me? But at the same time, I mean, it is what it is, man. And that's the motto of VSOP.
I like that.
We salute you, my nigga.
Thank you. I feel privileged because that's what VSOP stand for. If you got VSOP in your blood, you privileged, nigga.
Right.
I feel privileged to be on your show, man. Thank you.
It's an honor.
Salute, baby.
Salute.
Salute.